Good morning, or should I say buongiorno, to Mammabella's kitchen. Today I'm making cream broccoli soup. I'm getting ready for Thanksgiving, and what I like about this soup is that you can prepare this 2 days in advance. Put it in the refrigerator and just do the final touch when you reheat at the last minute, and it tastes just as fresh, and you have something out of the way. So in this recipe, we need 1.5 diced onion, 2 carrots peeled and diced, and 1.5 stalk of celery. 4.5 cups of chopped broccoli, and 4 cups of homemade chicken stock. But if you don't have the homemade chicken stock, you can buy the one in the box. It works just as fine.
Okay, so to go over it again, 1.5 carrots, 1.5 onions, 1.5 celeries,
Yes.
4.5 cups of broccoli,
Correct.
chopped, 4.5 cups, 4 cups
of broth.
of chicken broth.
Chicken broth, which is 32 ounces.
Okay.
4 cups. So, I know everybody knows how to do, but I want to show you how I do this. You peel the carrots with a potato peeler. Cut both ends, which I already did here for sake of time. Then to make it easier for you when the carrots is long, cut in half, then very carefully cut in half again, then you flip over and you cut it again.
So you cut it into quarters.
Yes, and put the flat side down so it doesn't roll around. This is the time where it may roll around. You have to be very careful. Watch your fingers. Push down, roll over, flat part down, and so you have quarters. Then what you do is you just cut them in piece. And if you have a good sharp knife, it's very good. It's very helpful. You do the same with the stalk. You dice it in there a couple of times. You go across rather, and then you flip it over because it's flat and it's easier. And you dice it.
And these were all rinsed and thoroughly beforehand.
Clean. Yes. So and the onions, you do the same thing. This is the part where the roots grows. So I start from the other part, and you slice it. The reason why I do this, because this holds the onion together. When I slice it, it stays all together like that. See, when I dice it, you get dices. The dice don't have to be even because they're going to be cooked. And try to be as even as you possibly can so they cook together at the same time, but it's not so important. So here I have 1.5 onion, 2 carrots, and 1.5 stalk of celery. So I'll put it in my big pot in my soup.
And it's a very large container.
Yeah, I do that because then you have to put the broccoli in. If you boil, it doesn't boil over on me, excuse me. Then you have the 4 cups of the homemade chicken stock. You put it in there. Easy, right? So then I'm going to put it on the stove covered and let it come to a boil. After it comes to a boil, I will add the broccoli.
So you're going to put it on high heat?
On high heat, yeah.
Okay.
Now that the water is boiling, the vegetables came to a boil, I'm going to add 4.5 cups of broccoli in there. And I also forgot to mention before that I added 2 cloves of garlic at the very beginning with the first vegetables. So you just stir a little bit. So they're barely covered. They're not totally covered. And we're going to...
So you're not really mixing it, you're just kind of stirring it in.
Yeah,
so you're
so
just kind of...
it pushed down a little bit as best as I can.
So the broccoli looks like it's on top.
Yeah. So what do we do now? I put the lid on and bring it to a boil and let it boil for 5 to 10 minutes.
On high?
On high. It's on high. For 5, because that's why I have the big pot, so it doesn't boil over. At 5 minutes, I'm going to check with my fork to see where they are. If they're tender, not Sometimes the broccoli it's a little bit tougher maybe, or you cut up in bigger pieces. It takes a little bit longer. So I'll show you when it's halfway there. Okay. Now I'm gonna check to see if they're tender, if they're ready to stay a little bit. No.
So it's been up for 10 minutes, right?
No, not yet. Not yet. It needs 3 more minutes. So it needs to cook a little bit longer. My broccoli is still a little bit too much al dente. So they need another 3 minutes.
Now, you describe to me how you know it was too al dente.
Because when I pushed the fork in, it was resistant. It wasn't going in smoothly.
Okay.
I have to put a little pressure in to go. So I think another 3 minutes. And sometimes, it may take even a few more minutes than 10 minutes. But right now, they need to stay a little bit longer.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm checking to see if they're ready. Oh, yes, they're ready. They're soft. You don't want them to cook too much, otherwise the broccoli get a little funny. They don't taste as sweet. So mine took a couple more minutes than 10 minutes. So what I do now is I turn the oven off, the burner off, and I put it to the side to cool off. So once they cooled, I put them in the refrigerator. So the day of Thanksgiving, I'm just coming back, reheat them, and put them through the food processor.
Okay.
Creamy.
So to clarify again, you've cooked it for 10 minutes until the broccoli, a little bit more than 10 minutes till the broccoli was soft.
Yes.
Then you're going to take it off the heat,
Yeah.
put it aside,
Yes.
let it cool down,
Yes.
then put it in the refrigerator.
Correct.
And you want it there for a couple days before Thanksgiving?
Because the nice things about this is that you can make it 2 days ahead of time. So it saves you time the day of the Thanksgiving. The day of the Thanksgiving, we take this out of the refrigerator, you warm it up, you puree it, and I do mine in the food processor, and then you add the milk, 3 cups of milk, about a teaspoon of salt, salt to taste, you taste it to see what you need, and about a quarter of a teaspoon freshly ground black pepper, and the soup will be ready to serve.
Okay.
Okay.
On to the next course.
On to the next course. We are going to make the stuffing. We're going to cook the vegetables for the turkey stuffing. We're making a vegetable and bread stuffing. It's like a vegetarian stuffing.
Okay, we'll cover that in the next segment.
Okay, so we're done now?